Well, I'm delighted that Lisa Minot joins me now. She is travel editor of The Sun, of course. Minot by name, but great white by nature in terms of your brilliance on the travel side of things. The UK has the most expensive train tickets in Europe, according to a study. Was a study needed for this?
No, I don't think it was at all. I mean, it is quite astonishing just how badly we perform in terms of the value of our tickets. I don't think it's any surprise to anybody. But I think one thing that really did stick out as well was Eurostar showing that it's just such bad value compared to other similar high-speed journeys of similar lengths across Europe. We're being really badly underserved by that, and that's not, unfortunately, entirely their fault. There's a restriction on just how many people we can physically get onto those trains at St Pancras, and the service has become a mere sort of half of what it used to be. If you remember, you used to be able to get direct trains to Marseille, to Lyon, to Avignon.
So cut all that back.
All of that's gone. Of course, Disneyland Paris, that's gone as well.
Yeah,
so that was a huge
forgot about
that. So there is real problems there in terms of how we actually get across to the continent. We're an island, you know, we haven't got much choice really other than.
But also, if you're going to if you're going from Edinburgh to London, for example, I mean, it's almost always cheaper to fly, isn't it? If you book in advance.
Yeah.
So why would you take the train?
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, obviously, when you're booking a cheap flight, you know that you're going to have a certain level of service. It's a cheap flight. You're not going to get a meal. You're not going to get many hand luggage or something like that at all. You know what you're expecting. We're paying hugely high fares for our train system, but at the same time, it's not working. It's failing us at a very, almost every angle. I
don't want to be too London-centric because, of course, 82% of our viewers and listeners to this station live outside London, but a lot of people watching and listening will have been to Euston Station in London, whether they're coming into London or going out of London from wherever they are in the UK. It's a major hub. And recently there's been a big controversy there about the screens and not saying where the trains are going for. And I think Euston is actually kind of dangerous at points because we have this thing where, you know, they say preparing, ready for the platform that the train is going from, and then literally, you know, there's this massive scramble of hundreds of people running for trains to get a seat, to make sure they're in the right place and make sure their hand luggage is in the right place and so on. I mean, Euston are changing things now, but it's about time.
It is about time, and they were actually under investigation because of how dangerous this situation had become. Where you have a problem where things go wrong and lots of people are waiting for delayed trains, it was actually getting to the point where people were getting hurt in these rushes for trains. So what's happened is the huge advertising boards that were installed last year, they were switched off because they were really distracting people and making it very difficult for people to actually see the train information that they needed. What's also the relevant, why is it so it's such a last minute thing? And they're one of the only stations where you don't get the actual train time. They surely must know by now in this digital age which platform the train is going to arrive in.
Should be obvious, shouldn't it? Yeah.
So what's going to happen now is those huge advertising screens, they will no longer be having advertising on them. They will have train information on them.
Old-fashioned idea.
Yes.
But some of the train information might not be that popular because there have been a lot of engineering works announced for over Christmas. What are you hearing about that?
That's right. Well, there are over 400 different engineering projects happening over Christmas. Understandable that they do it then because, of course, Christmas time, most people are at home. A lot of people take time off, and generally there's about 50 to 60% less people on the train network than there would be at other times of the year. So it's sensible to do it. It's a 142 million upgrade that's happening. There's 4 bridges being replaced. Lots of point signals are going to be replaced as well. It's stuff that needs to be done to get our railway sort of back up to where it should be. But at the same time, it is going to lead to significant disruption, particularly around London Liverpool Street, St Pancras, the Thameslink line that goes from Bedford down to Brighton. That's going to be hugely impacted for 9 days over Christmas. And as well as that, Crewe as well. There's going to be big problems at Crewe, no trains from there as well. So if you're planning on doing any kind of travel over the Christmas period, it really pays to make sure you do your homework, find out if you've got any trains before you set off.
Thank you very much indeed to Lisa Minot there, who is travel editor of The Sun.